Yo, what is up everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence.com and welcome to another Legend of Zelda video that I have here for you guys. So I wanted to get this video out yesterday, but I decided to wait on it just because I wanted to just think about it a little bit more as far as what I wanted to say in response to Eiji Aonuma's interview with Famitsu, what he talked about as far as Skyward Sword and what he talked about with the Ocarina of Time and how the Legend of Zelda Wii U was going to stack up. So let's go ahead and get right into what he said. First to Famitsu about the Legend of Zelda Wii U and how it's progressing. Now, one thing to note, this interview was not solely based on the Legend of Zelda Wii U. It was really talking about the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. But of course, people want to know about the Legend of Zelda Wii U, so they slipped in a couple questions, and Eiji Aonuma was nice enough to talk about it a little bit. So let's go ahead and get right into what he said. When asked about how development is going on the Legend of Zelda on the Wii U, here's what Eiji Aonuma had to say. Busy. We did Skyward Sword for the Wii. At the end stages of development, I was in charge of character dialogue and the in-game text. And now as well, it's like it was then. I had to work on text today too. But the game has really taken shape and things have gotten easier. That means things are progressing well. I think the base of our secret sauce has always been Ocarina of Time. But this time, the change in flavor will be like going from Japanese food to Western style food. Perhaps players will be surprised. Please look forward to it because I think we'll be able to make something new like Ocarina of Time was. Okay, so that's a very interesting quote and that's something that I want to talk about. Eiji Aonuma is a very intelligent individual and he picks his words, especially dealing with the Legend of Zelda. He's always good to pick his words, especially lately with everything that's been going on with the Legend of Zelda Wii U, delay, shadow of the NX. He's been picking his words very wisely. I want to focus on one thing that he said. Flavor will be going like from Japanese food to Western style food. I wonder why he said that. That just seems kind of weird. Does that possibly mean that they're finally going to go a little bit forward and kind of do what many open world Western games do and having some type of intrinsic leveling system or something to add to the Legend of Zelda? Because they really never went full bore into that. They have the Legend of Zelda 2 that did leveling, that was more like an RPG, but really since then there hasn't really been much. I think in an open world game where you're going to be doing plenty of combat with just enemies out there in the vast wide world, I think it'd be really cool if they actually did some RPG mechanics, some really core RPG mechanics. It doesn't have to be a full-out RPG, but if you're going to be in an open world, it's going to be tough not to have some type of RPG leveling. I mean, if you look at most of the open world games out there, most of them have RPG leveling in some capacity. Yeah, it might not be required. Yeah, you might not 100% need it, but a lot of them do have that. I mean, even Grand Theft Auto has that, Grand Theft Auto 5. So, I mean, if Grand Theft Auto 5 has that, you would think that The Legend of Zelda could possibly do something to where they could incorporate that. That's something that I would really like to see. Or if you can't have leveling like an RPG, I would really like to see a heavy upgradable system to where you can upgrade your different weapons and not just like one base upgrade like they've done before in Legend of Zelda games, but really you can go out there, collect materials, craft your weapon, upgrade it, get more damage boost, things like that. And just like I said, they've done certain things like that in Legend of Zelda before, but they've really never done it to the point to where you can say, okay, yeah, this is a really in-depth system. It's just usually just been like one upgrade or two. Skyward Sword had some stuff like that. So I would really like to see them go a little bit more in depth with it. Side missions that get you rare materials. And you can do multiple ones and you can craft your own weapons with that, or you can craft your own armor. Because I just think when you do stuff like that, it really provides incentives to doing the side quests. And that was like the one thing in Legend of Zelda. I would not do a ton of the side quests just because it was like, okay, well, you're going to get another heart piece. The game wasn't really that hard in the first place. Or you're going to get this rupee. Oh, your bag's full, you know? So, I mean, that's the one thing. It's like the side quests in Legend of Zelda series to me weren't so fulfilling. I think if you make it to where you can get some new rare pieces of equipment or rare pieces of stuff to where you can upgrade and potentially have a more powerful weapon or something to deal with in harder scenarios, then that gives you incentives to do the side quests and all of that. I'm really hoping that's what he meant, that he's really going to incorporate some more Western mechanics. I know that seems like it's too obvious to be that way, but you never know. And the last thing that I wanted to discuss is what he said about Ocarina of Time. I think that's really interesting that they're trying to say they're trying to create something new. There could be a lot of new or different mechanics in the game that we don't know about. There could be some type of crazy thing that they're doing. Who knows? The Legend of Zelda is always known for trying to put in a new thing or something different into the games while having the same core structure. Skyward Sword, obviously, it was the motion controls, the really accurate motion controls. Twilight Princess was the wolf mechanic. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was the traveling between adult Link and young Link. There's always been something that they've had that hook to do. Wind Waker, the open sea. It's just crazy to see how different the games are, yet how similar they are in the same instance. It's really cool. But they're so unique in each one. He does say that they're trying to do something completely new, which Ocarina of Time really did that. But Ocarina of Time was also transitioning from the overhead style to a complete 3D. So I think there's also a little different. That's why that game felt so new. It was just a complete renaissance. I'm not sure if you can already have something that just feels so new and unique when you're already going from 3D to just another 3D game, but who knows? Maybe it's 4D. No, I'm joking. But who knows what they have in store. I'm just excited to see what they have. Hopefully they show something before E3, but if not, we'll find out at E3. All right, so that basically wraps it up for this video here. Make sure you hit that like button if you did like it. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and also subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks, and everything on The Legend of Zelda. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.